Got the machine running on empty, just water and soap after having put it back together. I use some rubber cement on the gasket and I sanded down the nut and everything else, and we'll see if it's stable. Wait for the water pressure to go up. Oh, just finished. This is the first run, so I hope nothing nasty happens while I'm paying attention to video recording. I should zip tie this pressure hose to this suspension. I think that's how it was initially. See what happens on the spin cycle, as this isn't that strenuous. I could probably fast forward this. Alright. That's the flush. My primary concern is if the gasket will hold, if the rubber cement was a proper fix. It wasn't even rubber cement, it was weather stripping. Rubber glue or whatever by Permatex. draining through that rubber hose to this pump, and then out this yellow and white to the rear. I also disassembled the pump and cleaned it, so even though it's old, it seems to be working pretty quiet and effective. Wonder normally if there's supposed to be that much soap when clothes are there, and it's just draining it through here out to the sewage system. Already all drained out. Runs for quite a bit after there's barely any water flowing. I'm assuming this is normal operation, even though I kind of fast forwarded it there on the knob. Alrighty, and now we have the spin cycle. I had to guess with the torque on the hub nut. There's really no easy way to tighten it. Even if you have a torque wrench and you set up some system for being able to use a torque wrench on it, because you need someone else to hold the transmission, the shaft from spinning as you tighten it. This is what I did. Not the best, but allowed me to get the long piece here on there and to use my torque wrench on it. But in the end it was not effective, as I couldn't hold the bottom of the machine from spinning while tightening it. Okay, now we have the rinse phase. The machine did have a bit of squeals here and there. I wonder what it's gonna be like with clothes. Nothing leaking. Word of warning, do not touch the electrical components, even the chassis, when the machine is on or plugged in. Especially not this. This is a motor starter capacitor meant to have a lot of power in it built up to get the motor going from a standstill. Should start going soon. Maybe in a week or a month, the hub nut will come loose again, and I'll buy the basket center aluminum piece that the nut and washer squish, because even though I did sand everything down to be as smooth as possible, it's hard to get the angle right for everything to fit very snugly. On top of that, I'll also tighten the nut more. The problem is, without an accurate way to know how much to tighten it, you risk having it loosen, or you risk stripping the threads on the nut. So you have to kind of wing it, and for each person it's just based on their experience of tightening things, which is very unfortunate. If you can't use a torque wrench to get the exact torque on the tightening, then what a lot of instructions try to supply is an idea of how much to turn it, to turn the nut after it's snug, after it's hand tightened snug. So it would do like, it would say do a hand tighten and then do a turn and a half to achieve the required torque. But in this case, it's not only is the information unavailable, trying to guess it from other technical manuals for other machines is problematic, because they all have different numbers ranging from 60 foot-pounds to 150 foot-pounds for the hub nut. I think I tightened mine somewhere in the ballpark of 75 foot-pounds, maybe less. I'll see how it holds up. Well, it hasn't come apart, and it's relatively quiet. For such a machine like this, it's expected amount of noise. So I think this tells me that I could probably wash my clothes now, which is good, because I got a pile at this point.